Toad swam slowly and made smaller splashes. A turtle came along the riverbank. Frog, tell that turtle to go away, said Toad. I don't want him to see me in my bathing suit when I come out of the river. Frog swam over to the turtle. Turtle, said Frog, you'll have to go away. Why should I? Asked the turtle. Because Toad thinks that he looks funny in his bathing suit, and he doesn't want you to see him, said Frog. Some lizards were sitting nearby. Does Toad really look funny in his bathing suit? They asked. A snake crawled out of the grass. If Toad looks funny in his bathing suit, said the snake, and I, for one, want to see him. We want to see him too, said two dragonflies. Me too, said a field mouse. I haven't seen anything funny in a long time. I'm sure you haven't. Frog swam back to Toad. I'm sorry, Toad, he said. Everyone wants to see how you'll look. But I'll stay right here until they go away, said Toad. Why not just swim away down the river? But then again, maybe they'd follow him. The turtle and the lizards and the snake and the dragonflies and the field mouse all sat on the riverbank. They waited for Toad to come out of the water. Please, cried Frog, please go away. But no one went away. Toad was getting colder and colder. He was beginning to shiver and sneeze. I'll have to come out of the water, said Toad. I'm catching a cold. That's not good. Toad climbed out of the river. The water dripped out of his bathing suit and down onto his feet. The turtle laughed, the lizards laughed, the snake laughed, the dragonflies laughed, the field mouse laughed, and even Frog laughed. That is a pretty old-fashioned bathing suit, I must admit. What are you laughing at, Frog? Said Toad. I'm laughing at you, Toad, said Frog, because you do look funny in your bathing suit. Of course I do, said Toad. Then he picked up his clothes and went home. And now for the last one. Story number 5. The letter. Oh, as some continuity, Frog has the button jacket that Toad made for him. Toad was sitting on his front porch. Frog came along and said, What's the matter, Toad? You're looking sad. Yes, said Toad. This is my sad time of the day. It's the time when I wait for the mail to come. It always makes me very unhappy. Why is that? Asked Frog. Because I never get any mail, said Toad. Not ever? Asked Frog. No, never, said Toad. No one has ever sent me a letter. Not even family or friends? Poor guy. Every day my mailbox is empty. That's why waiting for the mail is a sad time for me. Frog and Toad sat on the porch, feeling sad together. Then Frog said, I have to go home now, Toad. There's something that I must do. Frog hurried home. He found a pencil and a piece of paper. He wrote on the paper. He put the paper in an envelope. On the envelope he wrote, A letter for Toad. Frog ran out of his house. He saw a snail that he knew. Snail, said Frog, please take this letter to Toad's house and put it in his mailbox. Sure, said the snail, right away. Then Frog went back to Toad's house. Toad was in bed taking a nap. Toad, said Frog, I think you should get up and wait for the mail some more. No, said Toad, I'm tired of waiting for the mail. Frog looked out of the window at Toad's mailbox. The snail wasn't there yet. Toad, said Frog, you never know when someone may send you a letter. Oh, no, said Toad, I don't think anyone will ever send me a letter. Frog looked out of the window. The snail wasn't there yet. Well, that's what happens when you give something to a snail. They move so slow. But Toad, said Frog, someone may send you a letter today. Don't be silly, said Toad. No one's ever sent me a letter before, and no one will send me a letter today. Frog looked out the window. The snail still wasn't there. Frog, why do you keep looking out of the window? Asked Toad. Because now I'm waiting for the mail, said Frog. But there won't be any, said Toad. Oh, yes, there will, said Frog. Because I've sent you a letter. You have? Said Toad. What did you write in the letter? Frog said, I wrote, Dear Toad, I'm glad you're my best friend. Your best friend, Frog. Oh, said Toad. Well, that makes a very good letter. It's short enough to be a note, really, but still, it's the thought that counts. Then Frog and Toad went out onto the porch to wait for the mail. They sat there feeling happy together. Frog and Toad waited a long time. 4 days later, the snail got to Toad's house and gave him the letter from Frog. Toad was very pleased to have it. The end. See you all next time on Storytime with Eric Zimmer.